Welcome to Streaming News Network, where we deliver balanced reporting with the facts that matter. The Evening Edition by Claude McDaniel. Please like and subscribe.
This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. California Forever has suffered a significant setback after a major shipbuilding investment valued at approximately $3.2 billion was awarded to Texas instead of California. The California Forever project first drew national attention after investors acquired roughly 65,000 acres of land in Solano County with plans to eventually build a new city that could accommodate up to 400,000 residents. The proposal faced strong local opposition, and a ballot initiative intended to speed development was later withdrawn. Project leaders then shifted their short-term focus toward attracting advanced manufacturing, promoting the site's access to the Pacific Ocean through Suisun Bay as an ideal location for shipbuilding and defense-related industries. One of the companies considering the site was Texas-based Saronic Technologies, which develops autonomous vessels for United States government and defense applications. After reviewing several finalists, the company announced it will instead build its new shipyard at the port of Brownsville, Texas. Construction is expected to begin this year, with operations planned to start in 2028. California Forever officials expressed disappointment with the outcome, arguing that California's permitting process could not move quickly enough to meet the project's timeline. Despite the loss, developers say they remain committed to attracting other manufacturers while continuing their long-term vision of creating a new city over the coming decades. This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. Vice President J.D. Vance and Second Lady Usha Vance have announced the birth of their fourth child, a son named Alec Neil Vance. In a statement shared on social media, the couple said their baby boy was born on Sunday and that both mother and child are healthy. They also thanked the medical staff at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center in Bethesda, Maryland, for their care during the delivery. The Vances, who have been married since 2014, are also parents to three older children, sons Ewan and Vivek, and daughter Mirabelle. According to the family statement, the children are excited to welcome their new baby brother. The birth is considered historically significant because it marks the first known instance in modern American history of a sitting vice president welcoming a child while serving in office. The last comparable case dates back to the 19th century, when Vice President Schuyler Colfax and his wife welcomed a son during the administration of President Ulysses S. Grant. In recent interviews and in his latest book, Vice President Vance reflected on the family's decision to have a fourth child, describing it as the result of ongoing conversations and personal reflection. Congratulations to the Vance family on the newest edition. This is Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. The college athletics community is mourning the unexpected death of former North Carolina State University swimmer and assistant coach Jack Roney. He was 39 years old. University officials confirmed Roney passed away on July 5 following what has been described as a tragic accident. A specific cause of death has not been publicly released. Roney was a standout swimmer at North Carolina State, where he set the school's 200-yard breaststroke record, a mark that stood for several years. After his competitive career, he returned to the program as an assistant coach, helping mentor the next generation of student athletes. Beyond the pool, friends and family remember Roney as a devoted husband, father of 5, and active member of his community. His obituary describes him as someone who enjoyed volunteering, participating in early morning fitness classes, supporting youth sports, and placing his family at the center of everything he did. Jack and his wife, Marisa, met while both were student athletes at North Carolina State and had recently celebrated their 15th wedding anniversary. The university has extended its condolences to the Roney family, while friends and supporters have organized fundraising efforts to assist his wife and their 5 children during this difficult time. This is Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. Virginia Senator Mark Warner was corrected during a live television interview after incorrectly stating that his state requires voters to present photo identification at the polls. During the discussion, Warner argued that he supports voter identification requirements while opposing broader federal election legislation. However, when he said Virginia requires photo identification, the interviewer interrupted, noting that state law allows voters to use several forms of identification and that those without acceptable identification may complete an affidavit in order to vote. Warner then clarified his remarks, acknowledging that Virginia accepts a variety of identification documents and emphasizing that the state has voter identification requirements, though not exclusively photo identification. The conversation later shifted to election security, where Warner said foreign governments remain a significant concern. He pointed to Russia as a long-standing source of election interference efforts and also referenced activities attributed to Iran and China, saying those countries have used different approaches to influence public confidence in the American electoral process. The exchange has renewed attention on the ongoing national debate over voter identification laws, election procedures, and proposals to establish federal standards for voting across the United States. This is Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. A Memphis, Tennessee, mother is facing first-degree murder charges after authorities say she fatally shot a 20-year-old man she discovered hiding in her 13-year-old daughter's bedroom. According to investigators, the incident occurred during the early morning hours after the teenager reportedly invited the man to the family home without her mother's knowledge. Police say the mother returned home, found him hiding beneath her daughter's bed, and confronted him before he fled outside. Investigators allege the man was then shot outside the residence. Officers responding to the scene found him with a fatal gunshot wound. The mother was taken into custody and has been charged with first-degree murder, along with using a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony. Her attorney described the situation as every parent's worst nightmare and indicated the defense is expected to argue that the emotional circumstances surrounding the discovery will be a key issue in the case. Legal experts note that Tennessee's castle doctrine generally permits the use of deadly force under certain circumstances involving unlawful intruders. However, they also point out that prosecutors will likely focus on whether the legal requirements for that protection were met based on the facts presented in court. The case has generated widespread public debate as the investigation and legal proceedings continue. This is Claude McDaniel of Streaming News Network. President Donald Trump is renewing his criticism of former special counsel Jack Smith after newly released Justice Department records prompted fresh questions from several Republican lawmakers about the handling of investigative materials. In a social media post, President Trump declared Jack Smith guilty and accused the former special counsel of improperly accessing congressional communications during investigations related to the former president. Trump also repeated his long-standing claims that the Justice Department had been politically weaponized. The controversy follows the release of internal Justice Department records to Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley. According to Republican lawmakers, the documents indicate investigators obtained work-related text messages involving dozens of members of Congress and communications with former Trump administration officials. Some lawmakers also allege the records contradict previous testimony given by Jack Smith regarding whether his office reviewed the contents of those messages. They are calling for further investigations and potential legal consequences if any misconduct is established. The records have also raised questions about whether standard Justice Department procedures for reviewing potentially protected communications were followed during the investigation. As of this report, Jack Smith has not publicly responded to the latest allegations. The Justice Department has also not announced any new findings related to the released documents. This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is facing criticism following a campaign rally in Memphis, Tennessee, where some viewers claimed she altered her speaking style while addressing the audience. The New York Congresswoman appeared at the event in support of Tennessee State Representative Justin Pearson, a progressive candidate for the United States House of Representatives. During her speech, she emphasized the importance of building political support across both northern and southern states and urged Democrats not to overlook communities throughout the South. After video clips of the event circulated online, critics argued that Ocasio-Cortez adopted a different accent during portions of her remarks. Several commentators compared the moment to past criticisms directed at former Vice President Kamala Harris, who has also faced claims from some observers that her speaking style changed depending on the audience. Supporters of Ocasio-Cortez have dismissed the criticism, arguing that public figures often naturally adjust their tone, cadence, or manner of speaking based on the setting or audience, and that such changes do not necessarily indicate an intentional change in accent. The discussion has fueled another round of debate on social media over political communication, public perception, and campaign appearances as attention begins to turn toward future national elections. This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. The Atlanta hip-hop community is mourning the reported passing of rapper Ali Boy after a lengthy battle with kidney failure. Known for his authentic storytelling and distinctive lyrical style, Ali Boy built a respected career spanning nearly 2 decades. While he never pursued mainstream commercial success, he earned a loyal following through a steady stream of music that reflected his life experiences and deep connection to Atlanta's Zone 6 community. Tributes have poured in from fellow artists, producers, disc jockeys, and fans, many recognizing his influence on Atlanta's underground rap scene and his reputation for authenticity, resilience, and dedication to his craft. In addition to his work as a recording artist, Ali Boy served as co-chief executive officer of Duct Tape Entertainment, helping strengthen the independent label's reputation as a home for Southern hip-hop artists and original talent. Throughout his career, Ali Boy collaborated with numerous performers and became known as one of Atlanta's most respected underground lyricists. His music resonated with listeners who appreciated honest storytelling and a style rooted in the city's culture. His passing marks the loss of another influential figure in Atlanta's music community. Our thoughts are with his family, friends, fellow artists, and fans during this difficult time. This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. Singer Jim Gilstrap, whose voice became familiar to millions through the theme song of the classic television sitcom Good Times, has died at the age of 79. According to his family, Gilstrap passed away from natural causes on Saturday. Family members remembered him as one of the most respected session vocalists of his generation, whose powerful voice appeared on countless recordings throughout his career. Alongside singer Blinky Williams, Gilstrap performed the memorable gospel-inspired theme song for Good Times, one of television's most beloved family sitcoms during the 1970s. His musical contributions extended far beyond television. Gilstrap sang the opening lines of Stevie Wonder's hit song You Are the Sunshine of My Life and performed as a featured vocalist with Wonder's backing group, Wonder Love. As a solo artist, he also found international success with his 1975 single Swing Your Daddy, which became a top 5 hit in the United Kingdom and reached the top 10 on the Billboard Black Singles chart. Born in Texas in 1946, Gilstrap began his professional music career after serving in the Vietnam War. He is survived by his wife, Gloria, and his children. Jim Gilstrap's voice helped shape the soundtrack of a generation, and his musical legacy will continue to inspire audiences for years to come.
Thank you for viewing Streaming News Network videos, and also short and special reports. Please like, subscribe, and tap the bell to be notified of